So I decided to come to Jewel's and I needed to get just like some chips and some ice cream or whatever. And I was like, let me just take my EBT card with me and I'm just gonna scan it, see if it's gonna work or whatever. Y'all, why did the card work? It just worked. It just worked. So I normally get 300. They gave me about 200. I did see that people were saying that they were getting less. It was like a 35% cut or something like that. But people in my state were not saying it. It was only people like in California and stuff like that. So, baby, I had to come back in here because I need some more stuff. I need some more stuff. Check your balance. By the way, I'm in Chicago.
Yay! Food stamps are back, and you know what this means, right, ladies and gentlemen? This means that we can both forgive and forget about the thousands of videos that black people have been putting out for the last couple of weeks, threatening to rob and kill us all for our groceries. Now that they got their food stamps, we can forget that ever happened, okay? We can totally forget that just a few days ago, these people were threatening to rob and kill our grandmas and raid their refrigerators because everything's okay now. The problem has been solved. They got their food stamps. And this means that we can now once again shop in peace. This means that it's safe to go to the grocery store again. Well, not really. Because you're never really safe when around these people. And you want to know what's really, really crazy? You see the woman at the beginning of this video, she's walking around talking about how she got her food stamps. And it's weird because it's like she was caught by surprise that she got her food stamps. And that lets you know that these people they're not very educated. They're not very informed about what's going on in the world. If anyone should be keeping up with food stamps, it should be them. But for some reason, I knew their food stamps were cut on before they were. So I always tell people that these people live in a totally different reality than us, and they do. Okay? They don't know that Trump made an announcement that the government shutdown was over. They don't know about anything that's going on the news or politics. All they know is rap, music, Medea movies, and ghetto nonsense. So some of them are being caught by surprise, like, oh my God, the EBT food stamps gods just blessed me. How was anyone supposed to know we got our food stamps? We are incapable of watching the news or doing anything of value. It's weird. But that same exact store that she was walking around shopping about being happy, happy that she got her EBT, that same exact store was shot up not too long after she made that video. That's how crazy this is. And we know that these people in her area, they got their food stamps coming in, right? They got their food stamps coming in. Some people are getting a little less than they usually get, and they're very upset about it. So not too long after her recording that video, two usual suspects, they went to that exact location. They tried to loot. And when a security guard tried to stop them from looting, they fired off 8 shots. They not only shot the security guard, but they also shot 2 women that didn't have anything to do with the altercation. Who knows? Maybe they were there looting as well. Maybe they were there spending their food stamps money. I don't know. But at that exact same grocery store, not too long after she posts that video, 2 people go, they try to loot, and they wind up shooting 3 people in the process. Mind you, this is after the EBT started getting distributed. So the people who went in there to loot and steal, they went in there with food stamps and still said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to use my food stamps. I'm going to steal food and I'm going to shoot anyone who tries to stop me. And I don't care if I shoot random innocent shoppers along the way. And that is just what happened. In fact, I have a news clip from the local news who talked about this, of course, for like 2 minutes. You know, they don't really want to report on things like this, but sometimes the local media will touch on these stories for 1 or 2 minutes. And I have a clip of that I want to show you. Before I roll that clip, though, I need you guys to do me a favor. I don't ask for much. I simply ask that you guys hit the like button when you watch these videos. Do not be lazy like an EBT queen. It takes 1 second. It's not too much work. It's really fast. Hit that like button. And if you got extra time, share the video on social media. If you're interested in sharing your opinions, share them down in the comments below. Now, if you want to take your support 1 step further, if you support what I say, if you support these videos, and you want me to keep cranking them out, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But with that being said, let's roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more.
I'm here at home, gunshots at the grocery store. Chicago police looking for a gunman and his accomplice accused of wounding 3 people in a Southside Chicago jewel store this morning.
And WGN's Julian Cruz is live near 40th near King Drive with more. So, Julian, what's the mood there tonight?
Well, Ray and Lourdes, the store is closed for now. People around the community and the community here are shaken by what has happened here. Of course, a grocery store so vital to a community. Witnesses telling me off camera that the most seriously injured of the victims is a 46-year-old male security guard who tried to intervene as panicked jewel employees and customers ran for cover wherever they could find it.
Got people hiding in the freezer inside the store.
Witnesses describing the panic, people running for cover in the store freezer and seafood department.
Shots fired, multiple shots fired at the store.
It was chaotic, boy. People was running everywhere.
Deborah Ann Pleasant says she ran behind the meat counter to avoid the bullets. The jewel shopper hearing 6 to 8 shots, she says.
It was like a movie scene.
We got 1 female and 1 male shot. We got another ambulance coming.
And there was one more victim, with the Chicago Fire Department calling for an EMS Plan 1, sending 5 ambulances to the Jewel-Osco store near the Lake Meadows neighborhood. This video posted on the Citizen app. Wounded in the terrifying incident, a 29-year-old female victim shot in the foot, transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center, police say, in stable condition. A 67-year-old female also suffering a minor graze wound not requiring hospitalization, and a 46-year-old male victim who intervened, according to News Affairs, to try and stop the gunman who escaped with a possible accomplice.
They say the offenders ran off.
Afterwards, Deborah Ann Pleasant needing some time to calm her nerves.
Once I got in my car, I had to sit there. I couldn't even move.
A store manager next to the Jewel-Osco store telling us off camera that the suspect is known to the community. Now, detectives are still looking for the whereabouts of the suspect and his accomplice. If you have any information, you're asked to call Chicago police.
3 people shot. 2 suspects still on the loose. Now, we know those suspects were caught on camera at the grocery store, and there's probably other security cameras around that shopping center that caught those suspects on video as well. We know that there were dozens of eyewitnesses that saw the suspects. Hell, a local business owner like right next door even says, hey, we know who the suspect is. He's a usual around here, right? So we know that they got witnesses of the suspects, they got video, they got all of this, but guess what? Guess what? Of course, they have yet to release any pictures or any videos, and they tell the public that they need to be alert, they need to be on the lookout, but they refuse to describe what the suspect looks like. Isn't that funny? 3 people get shot. Food stamps just came in. So all of these people are starving. They're desperate. I don't want to hear that. They know they got their food stamps, and they said, you know what? F that. Y'all gave us our food stamps late. We're going to go cause problems. We'll go kill people. We'll go shoot people. Innocent people will get hit by bullets for no reason. We don't care, right? Because that's what this community props up. They hype up stuff like that. They love stuff like that. So now you got 3 people shot. We know that the suspects are even known by local business employees. The suspects are on video. People saw the suspects. They refused to release a description. Why? Because they're the usual suspects. And in the middle of all of this food stamps chaos, do you think this story really made the mainstream news? Do you think it made national headlines? Hell no. When a black shooter enters into a business and shoots people, it doesn't make the news. If he was white, it would be everywhere. So not only do they kind of cover up these stories and bury them, they don't even help the general public by saying, hey, we're on the lookout for a, 5'8" black dude with dreads or something like that. No, they just say, hey, be on the lookout for this we can't tell you what he looks like because if we describe him, it will be racist. Right? But there you have it. Food stamps or no food stamps, these people are still going to do what they're going to do. And last week, the excuse was, oh, we didn't get our food stamps. Now we got to go rob, loot, and kill. This week, it's, oh, y'all gave us our food stamps late. We feel disrespected, so we're going to rob, loot, and kill anyway. So we got the same results. And this is why I don't think we should have been in panic mode trying to make sure everyone gets their food stamps, because who cares about these people? I'm tired of them. Most of them don't need to be on food stamps. And if anything, we need to do whatever we can to separate these people from us. I don't want to be around people like this at the grocery store. I don't want to be grocery shopping in the same store as someone who's willing to shoot random people just to loot their groceries, even though they got EBT and can buy them for free. I don't want to be surrounded by people like that. And when you give all of this EBT money and all of this free money, all you're doing is making life harder for people like me who would like to go to the grocery store without being around the ghetto violent nonsense. But here we are. People think the EBT wars are over and people are still getting shot. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really feels like things started heating up and getting worse the closer that we got to, a resolution and people actually getting their food stamps money. But if we're finding out about this story, and it was not easy to find out about this story. The only way I found out about this story is that there were black people in Chicago uploading videos defending the guy who shot the security guard. Like, yeah, you better not try to stop us from stealing. You're going to get shot. You don't want to do your job. Right? The only way I found out that this happened is because ghetto black people were bragging about it, and they were happy that one of their own shot an innocent security guard that was doing his job. It actually shot a couple of other women who were just shopping and minding their business. So yeah, they're bragging about it. They're hyped up about it. And that's the only reason I found out about this. I did not find out about this because the news wanted to let us know. I found out because black people are so happy that this happened, that they're filming videos in their cars bragging about, yeah, you better not get in my way. It's the same thing going to happen to you. It's insane. It's crazy. But that's where we're at. And not a single soul is going to call most of this stuff out except for me. So I kind of feel like I'm on an island by myself sometimes. But it is what it is. I'm glad that you guys show up here to watch and support. For now, though, I want to hear from you down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.